Good Monday morning, everybody. John and Lance along with Del for the next 3 hours here on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. And they got a dose of humble pie, and I think they needed it. I think this is the kind of thing that'll wake you up and say, oh, you know what? Maybe we're not as good as everybody is saying we are. Maybe we're not a top-tier team in the NFL. Maybe we got to do it better. Maybe we got to do it. We got to play harder. Maybe we got to stop making stupid mistakes. Maybe we got to line up right. Maybe we have to start at the same time. Maybe a lot of things we got to do differently. And oh, by the way, the last 2 weeks, listen, Brian Flores is a Shanahan killer, okay?
Del tried to warn us.
He did. That offense.
Well, at least the last 2 weeks, that's for sure. Although, actually, he did it last year. The first time that Green Bay saw him, he did it. And then he did it against the Lions the first time they saw him. The second time, both teams had success. But what an ass-kicking yesterday was. And we'll get to all the stuff. I mean, we got Laremy Tunsil to get to. I'm going to rip his ass. But we got a lot of –
Laremy says they're after us, okay, and, false starts, they just happen. So what?
No, he just said it's a communication issue. No, it's not.
Yeah.
We'll get to his little comment that he made.
Yeah.
Brian Flores did a great job, and there's a lot of things for us to get to. I was worried I wasn't worried about it. I just thought, all right, this game will tell us who the Texans are because they're going on the road, Minnesota team, and I thought if they lose, they're probably a 10-win team. If they win, they're a 13-win team. It's going to be a good challenge. They're probably about a 10-win team. They're not that next level team. And there's more than just it. This was a bad game to be sure, but Tank is not a factor really in this offense.
No.
I hate to say any more, but at this current juncture, you don't appear committed to the run when it's so far when Joe Mixon's not there. Of course, we've barely seen Joe Mixon. You've got issues up front. C.J. Stroud simply hadn't played great this year. If we're honest about it, C.J. Stroud has not been great this year. He's been somewhat average, really, this year. Defensively, you didn't, they hit you too hard between the tackles in the run game from time to time. And I thought they got outcoached. I mean, the outcoach thing gets used way too much, but from a defensive coordinator, I was sitting there thinking to myself, man, this looks easy for them offensively. And, to the point, Justin Jefferson, everyone knows he's the guy, and he's still getting plenty of easy looks. Then on the other side, Bobby Slowick was having fits. Now, of course, it wasn't made easier by some of the penalties, but that's such an excuse. People are making an excuse like the Texans, it was just Laremy was just killing the momentum. They had 8 first downs and 124 total yards of offense at 2 p.m. yesterday. What momentum did they have? I remember one catch that Tank had down the middle for like 18 yards that got called back. But the Texans in general, they were 3rd and 10 or more times than any team has been since 2022.
3rd and 7 or more.
They were behind the sticks the whole game. And it wasn't just the penalties. Because, by the way, 3 of them came back to back to back.
Yeah.
It wasn't just the penalties. The Texans got their asses kicked.
That was ridiculous, though. Listen, the illegal formation thing, that's a coaching thing. You got to get those guys. Laremy Tunsil, you can't line up in the backfield just because you want to get. You can't start before the ball is snapped because you don't want to get beat.
So selfish. That's all he does. It's a decision.
Yeah.
It's a decision by Tunsil. I'm going to keep doing this. The lining up in the backfield, we saw that in game 1. Who was it that played the first game? Was it Jets versus Chiefs, or who was the first game of the year?
No, Baltimore.
Baltimore versus who?
The Chiefs.
Chiefs, yeah. And Baltimore's. Ronnie Stanley kept getting called over and over. This isn't the first time we've seen this. This is a point of emphasis this year. You know it. If you get called more than once in a game, then you have effed up because they have just told you this is the case. And Laremy Tunsil doesn't care. He is so selfish. He guesses snap cadence across the board for the last 3 to 4 years because he wants to get a jump out on the defensive end. Okay. He doesn't want to get beat by a speed rush. But I'm sorry, you can't keep guessing cadence. Don't tell me it's a communication issue. Don't tell me any of that crap. This is you trying to guess the snap and guess the cadence so you can get out fast. That's it. And it's a selfish move because you just are worried about your own individual thing, and you don't even seem to care that it puts the Texans behind the chains. And this has been going on. Don't tell me it's a show. Oh, it's just a communication between. He made that comment to Aaron Wilson yesterday. Like, it's just communication. It's not. Yeah, I'll take the blame for it because my name is being called on the penalties, but it's not just me. He showed the least accountability.
No, and I'm
going to go back to this story too, because this is what really irritates me. And this is on all of my children that I say this. I was told by a coach who's in the league who talked to a former Houston Texans coach who told me they used to have to negotiate with Laremy Tunsil to get him to practice under Bill O'Brien.
Yeah.
They used to have to, like, what can we do? Like, all right, if you just practice today, can we do this? Can we do, like, they had to beg this guy to just go out and practice. He didn't do anything preseason. He's like, I don't even know if he's really locked in as part of a team. I know Laramie's about Laremy. I know that. And look, he's a very wildly talented tackle. The idea that if he's not traded, people are saying, if he's not traded by the trade deadline, then the Texans don't care about this team or whatever. Come on, dude.
I saw he'll never put on a Texans uniform again.
I mean, come on, dude. He's a really talented left tackle. Let's not get stupid. But I don't think it changes the fact that I think he's selfish. I think that story was 100% accurate from the coach who said that they used to have to negotiate with them. They gave him they traded for him without a contract extension. And from that point forward, he's had leverage over this organization and has exerted it. That's who he is. So he's talented, but the guy's not like all-in team, and he took no accountability yesterday. Do we have a sound of a Tunsil saying that? Because Aaron Wilson,
I don't know if no.
I'll find the quote from Aaron Wilson, but it was the least accountability I've ever seen for a guy who gets these penalties every freaking game, who was tied for the league lead last year, who had 5 penalties yesterday. Laremy Tunsil had 6? What? The record.
He was called for 6.
The record, I think, was.
But I think they declined one.
Yeah, I'm saying
they
he
declined one.
He got called.
So they declined the last one. Yeah.
Well, he still got called.
Yeah, he got called.
So, I mean, what? 3 of them off starts. 3 was a illegal lineup. The way he's lined up illegal. I just know this. Laremy Tunsil saying that it's a communication
Here's
thing.
what he
and
said.
It's not
Aaron
all
Wilson.
him. Say it.
Texans Pro Bowl left tackle Laremy Tunsil on false starts. False starts. I want people to understand. We all have to be on the same communication. I'll take accountability because they're calling my name, but it takes all of us. Laremy Tunsil on illegal formation calls. They tried to make an example out of us. The first 2 weeks, we lined up the same with no problem. Now it's a problem. I feel like somebody told them to make an example out of us. Got to call it the same.
Dude, is Laremy Tunsil the biggest victim? Is he the biggest victim that's ever played football?
Yeah.
Last year they were picking on him about false starts.
Yeah, he had a target.
Remember, he was targeted last year. This year, what did he say? That one, I hadn't even read that one. What's that one?
That one.
Say this again.
Okay, the first 2 weeks we lined up the same with no problem. Now it's a problem. I feel like somebody told him to make an example out of us.
Make an example of Laremy. We got to get Laremy Tunsil. It's gone on for too long. Last year, you guys did a great job of targeting him on that penalty. You guys did great. Great job of targeting. But Rogers said, we've got to go step down hard on Laremy Tunsil to get him to cut his drip game down just a little bit. He's too drippy for an offensive lineman. We got to just step up and make an example of him. Dude, this is being called. Does he not watch any football? Is he not aware at all that this is a point of emphasis this year?
Do you think he watches football outside of football?
He actually may not.
I doubt he does.
Because that game against Ronnie Stanley should have told you they are going to call this.
Yeah.
They are going to call this. And when you get a certain, and the reason you didn't have
looking through Gucci for Merces. That's what he's doing.
Dude, just because 2 officiating crews don't call it doesn't mean the third one's not going to. That's like acting like every umpire has the same strike zone or every official calls holding the same or whatever. Just because you didn't do it before, they've already told you it's a point of emphasis. And once you get it once, that is your warning that this is going to be coming the rest of the game. This dude's lack of accountability as a captain, they made him a captain. he's nowhere near. From what I've heard from people who coached him previously or people who are on the team, he's got some cancer-like stuff to him. And it's not the penalties piss me off, but his comments after the game really, really pissed me off because this is a captain. I'll take accountability because my name's on it, but they're targeting me.
But it takes all of us.
It takes all
communication.
Of us. How come the other guys weren't jumping?
No, apparently the communication doesn't reach him.
Well, you can't.
I mean, honestly, how come the other guys weren't jumping?
You can't blame him for it takes all of us. He was reading an end zone when he thought of that. They put that in end zones to stop racism. So he's like,
it takes all of us.
He's been indoctrinated. It takes all of us.
Oh. What if he says Jesus gets us?
Next love wins. I think
that's a commercial. Yeah.
No, I don't think they don't put that in the end zones.
Well, you think the refs and Jesus are out to get him?
I don't think Jesus is out to get anyone. But
that's right.
Yeah, the refs.
Jesus
maybe.
Gets us doesn't mean he's out to get us.
No, I don't think that's what
okay.
that's the league.
The league
is out to get him. No, I'm sorry.
I mean, that guy is a wildly talented pass protecting left tackle. Not the greatest run blocker, but he's a great pass protecting left tackle. There's no reason to get those early jumps. You're fine. You got
maybe
good
that's
feet.
one of the reasons he is a great left tackle because he gets such a great jump.
Two things. It's selfish to continue to do that because you want to win your individual matchup instead of sitting tight. But more importantly, as a team captain, to say, I take responsibility because my name's on it, and then immediately not take responsibility.
So that last year we had targets. They're targeting us. This year we're made an example of, and we need more communication. Okay? Those are the Laremy Tunsil.
Honestly.
Okay?
I didn't see anyone else doing this but him.
No.
For the last 4 years.
They had 3 straight false starts. So, okay, maybe there was a little bit.
This has been a 4-year problem.
It was him, then Juice, and then Howard. Back to back.
Yeah,
back.
that was
like, okay, we got to get to the whole coaching thing because there's more to this than that. 712 ESPN 97.5. We ordained this team, this coaching staff, this owners, the quarterback. They were all ordained. And you know what?
We tried to crown their ass.
We crowned their ass. We already crowned their ass. And what happened?
Well, the Vikings certainly didn't let him off the hook.
No, they didn't let him off the hook at all. And
actually,
you let him off the hook. And we let him off the hook.
What was that from?
Oh, that was
Denny Green.
Yeah, Dennis Green.
Bears.
Oh,
Cardinals.
the same one.
You want to crown their ass.
Yeah, we let him off the hook. Bears and Cardinals?
Yeah. That's a quick assist, though. What's a quick assist?
Quick assist. So we had the owners on just last week. Quick assist. What they do, they take if you got tickets to sell for any pro football, NBA, hockey, Major League Baseball, college football, college basketball, tickets to sell for any of those events. Quick assist will help you. Sometimes you have tickets and you can't end up going to a game. It happened to my friend who has Longhorn tickets. The best way to list them is with Quick Assist. Go download the app. It's Quick ASYST. It's spelled a little differently. ASYST. Quick Assist. And what they do is when you sign up with them, they will list your tickets on 15 different ticket sites. 15. It's not just one. They do it on 15 different ticket sites. What a great opportunity for you to maximize your money because they also have dynamic pricing. So when the market goes down, they'll lower your tickets. When the market goes up, they raise your tickets so that you are getting the best chance of selling your tickets for the most amount of money. It's Quick Assist. Let them do the work for you. Take it out of your hands. Quick Assist. QUICKASYST. Quick Assist.
Time for me to talk about Hogue Landscape Services. Their mission, elevating the Houston landscape one garden at a time. Now, if you've seen their work, go to their website. I mean, it doesn't matter where you are. If you can hear us right now, they'll get to you, okay? Crafting outdoor spaces that reflect their unique style, your unique style and needs, whether it's through innovative design, installation, maintenance, dedicated to excellence, and your complete satisfaction. When you take a look at the backyards here, this is some workmanship now. This is technology at work. They can design it on the laptop